are in Mullumbimby. Beautiful morning here, and over here is the site where Woolworths proposes to build a very large box supermarket for their purposes against the wishes of many people here in Mullumbimby. They purchased a DA from the Mallums family, who've been running a supermarket in this area for a very long time, and they're now proposing to go ahead with that. When Mallums originally applied to have a supermarket on that site, they employed the consultants that gave the traffic studies, that gave the flood studies, that gave the studies in relation to impact on the town itself. Because they're paid by Mallums, obviously there's a bias towards Mallums. Council correctly refused the application because there wasn't sufficient evidence to say that there would be no adverse impact from the development.
Those people, Mallums, then went to the Minister for Planning, Mr. French Sartor, and made a submission to him. So Mr. Sartor was able to overrule the council's position. He assessed the application and then approved it under those provisions of SEP 8.
Mallums sell to Woolies. I'm still opposed to the Woolies proposal on that site.
The Woolworths issue in Mullumbimby has raised some really important points about local government and the powers that it's lost in terms of state planning rules that have taken over what local government should be doing in terms of determining the future that the community wants.
There are so many reasons that it's inappropriate development for this town that it seems absolutely ridiculous that it has been passed.
We'd done a settlement strategy back in 2003, and in that process it came out that people really cherished the feel and the character of Mullumbimby. In economic terms, the strategy resolved that the viability of the business centre of Mullumbimby is to be retained and enhanced through confining business development to the existing business zone. No standalone shopping centres will be permitted.
And traffic's another huge reason that I don't understand how they can put that in such a small suburban street.
That's the actual building there, 84 metres long, and it's totally surrounded by housing. And this is what the building's going to look like in its location. For the first time, a number of people realised how big this structure was going to be.
The properties that are immediately adjacent and opposite the development are going to be seriously impacted in terms of their value. When they bought, they didn't expect to see an 84 metre long monolith, 8.2 metres high, with air conditioning plants and refrigeration plants and trucks doing deliveries on Sundays and at all hours.
There's been a 10-year moratorium on sewage. People signing up, making buildings and then getting onto the sewage. They haven't been able to do it for 10 years. Here comes Woolworths and they expect to get on to our overloaded sewage plant.
If only 10% decline was experienced in the main street of town, many of the businesses, and I've sold most of the businesses in this town over the last 30 years, many of those that are husband and wife outfits, family outfits who work long hours for not a lot of profit, they will go broke.
It's been known that in other towns they basically come in promising lower prices and what have you, and then they actually do some targeted pricing against smaller businesses, pick them off one by one, and before you know it, there's boards across the doors. So we're concerned, yeah.
Dead against it, and I'm just wondering if there's still some chance that it can be stopped.